Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand in front of the flag. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
And silence. So moved you, Marcia Anderson, longtime board member, board president, passed away. Calling hours for tonight. If we can, our family and our thoughts.
Please call the roll.
Brett, here. Mrs. Eldridge, here. Mr. Hammerschmidt. Mr.
Here.
Mr. Nimmo.
Here.
Mr. Redfoot.
Here.
Mrs. Sinclair, here.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome our guests to tonight's meeting. This is our voting meeting for the month, so it'll move along pretty quickly if we happen to stay for the rest of the meeting. Last Wednesday was our work session where we discussed possible action items that will be voted on this evening. There will be time for questions here later also. Item D, recognition of meetings. 6:02 to 6:51, the state of the Laurel, 6:52 to 7:07, personnel executive session, 7:10 to 7:29, a regular board meeting, 6 to 7:30, athletic committee, winners sports coach conferences, and March 6th was 7 to 8:23 was our board work session. Presentations or pride and promises, Mr. Lake and Mrs. Columbus.
Thanks, Mr. Redfoot. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have true history. I mean, we can say every once in a while that history is made, but with these two ladies, this is actually the truth. Tessa becoming the first female in Laurel history to win a WPL wrestling title, and Alexis being the first female to earn a state PIAA medal for Laurel. So we have our coaches here. I'm going to let Alexis go ahead and you can introduce who came with you, and then Tessa, you can give us the rundown of your supporting cast as well. So,
hi, I'm Alexis Brewer. I brought my parents with me, my father, Jeremy Brewer, and my mother, Rebecca Brewer.
Tessa.
Also, and I've got my little cousins, my grandpa, my grandma, my aunt, my cousin, my mom, my sister.
Awesome. Coaches, I know the girls probably don't want to say anything you guys want to add as far as the experience in the first year for, I mean, we've had females participate, but this is the first legit year for the PIAA sport.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel the energy at Hershey was pretty cool when the girls were all in the tunnel waiting to take the mat for warm-ups, and to see the excitement for it, that, you know, this state has fought, and we fought as coaches, and the girls have fought as athletes to finally get the opportunity to wrestle at a level that they should have been given a long time ago. It was awesome. I mean, to be able to sit in the corner, you know, with Jay and to coach, have the opportunity to coach these athletes, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Tessa and Alexa, nobody ever forgets the first. So you ladies are the first that ever did it for Laurel. So we congratulate you. So
Jay, go ahead.
No, it was a good experience. You know, they did the Woodfield with AAA, so you know, they got to experience the AAA environment's a little bit different than AA. So they got to experience that with the boys. So it was just neat how they ran it. Everything was together. They had the girls in the middle mat when they did the finals. They had AA on one side, AAA on the other side. Girls were in the middle. So it was a good exposure for them and the sport. And, you know, over the years, just look for it to grow and the quality to get better.
Coaches have a question for you. So we have young athletes here. So it's one mission to get there. It's another mission to stay on the top of the mountain. Also, the moments of pressure, sometimes the moment comes too big, but it doesn't appear these young athletes cave to the pressure of the moment. Can you describe a little bit the quality and intensity of these two girls?
Yeah, I mean, Alexa's been doing it for a while. You know, I've had her since she was in ninth grade when she started, and she's been in state tournament. It wasn't, you know, the official one, but she's competed at that level against the the higher quality girls. Tessa last year, she had a couple. She was in the finals for Keystones, I think, and she also plays at PJW. So it's just the big arena. It can be shell shocking, but I think they handled it well. It goes into their preparation and the dedication that they have to the sport, of how you can just kind of shake that off and stay focused when you're out there.
I've been to the Giant Center for state meets, and I got butterflies. I couldn't imagine stepping out onto that map. So girls, way to be competitors, way to be champions, way to represent us. I just got goosebumps right now. So we couldn't be proud. Congratulations.
You have your medals. Miss Columbus gonna take you guys out the hallway, both of you with your medals, get a picture for you so we can put it up out in the hallway, and she has certificates for you guys.
Parents, grandparents, anything about your champions here before you go?
We're really proud of that. We're so proud of when it comes to you.
You can have a family picture of some of these kids.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Great see all you guys.
Thank you.
Let me see the back of the bill. Oh, I didn't see that one. I like it.
Item 3, any reports from any standing committees of the board? Thank you. The coaches. You did talk to Wesley. He did have concerns about the mats being trapped on and different issues because they had skin issues, I guess, this year. So he did talk to us about that, and I think he addressed that. So
Yeah, on a separate topic, I think there's some janitorial topics we need to discuss overall. In this open. I would like to commend these coaches. Coach Marco left, but the Saturday, so he had to be in two different places at one time. Obviously, he was in Altoona with boys. Jay was in Altoona with the girls. After the boys finished up on Saturday, he drove all the way from Altoona and his first to be there. I was impressed by his dedication.
yeah, and I know you said something about recognizing him, but at the
Oh, yeah.
interviews, he didn't seem to want recognition.
he's-
In fact, he said he had them pull down Facebook posts the kids put up. He goes, because it isn't about me, it's about the team. And I thought that said a lot.
Yeah, he's humble, but he deserves the
Oh, yeah.
recognition.
You want to follow me with some minutes or notes? We have to do that and follow up the conversation.
In addition to administrative reports. Item 5, any comments, questions from the floor relative to agenda items? Do you have anybody online? Mr.
There are a couple, Mrs. Disman, I believe Mr. Mangino is online, but it's shown as the phone number, not identified.
So if they say anything.
I'm moderating. I'll make certain we don't miss it.
Item 6, item A is approved minutes from the February 14th regular meeting of the board.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Cook, second by Mr. Nimmo. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes in favor? Motion carries. Mr. Hammerschmidt, will you do the treasurer's report of investment and investments?
It is the recommendation of the superintendent of the board to approve the treasurer's report A and B, the investment report. I put that form of motion.
Second. Motion by Mr. Hammerschmidt, second by Mr. Nimmo. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion carries. The only reason I ask you to say aye is because Mr. Mangino requested that, so I don't being just. Item. Go ahead, John.
Okay. It is the recommendation of the superintendent board to approve A, the general, list of general fund bills, and B, list of food service fund bills. I put that in the motion.
Motion by Mr. Hammerschmidt, second by Mr. Cook. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? Motion, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. General fund bills. General fund and. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I guess I'm wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Item 9, personnel. This is it.
Administer notification of the superintendent of the board, A, retirements, resignations. B, FMLA disability leave of absence. And C, D, statement. E, special about workshops, seminars, and half additions to your.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Ansari, second by Mr. Lima. Any discussion on items A through F? Any negative votes and abstentions? All in favor? Motion carries. Great job. Item 10, board action items, committee of the whole. I'd like to take item A, policy, the first reading. B, Midwestern Intermediate Unit General Operating Budget. C, agreement with Butler Community College. D, the independent gymnast. E, student teacher, and F, vocational advertisements.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nimmo, second by Mr. Petrol. Any discussion on any motions A through F? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion's carried.
One real quick question, Mr. Rich. This is a new thing, getting students from Butler County for BOAG.
So,
Not that I'm get any way opposed to it. I just
so, right, as far as what they can do, for tuition students, first they look what they call contiguous, as in, what do they plot to? Think about Slippery Rock, they got their choice. Wilmington VOAG is part of the district, such as Wilmington and us, but they chose us.
nothing wrong with that.
Right, and as long as, first of all, they meet attendance, achievement, behavioral criteria. And then, second of all, if we have room, right, because our kids come first, glad to have, tuition kids. And we've done pretty well, predicting good kids. And a couple that we've missed, we've gladly said.
There's an eject button.
Right.
Right. No, that's good. That speaks to the quality that we got going on here, that we have students that are from the next county over that want to be a part of it. So that's positive.
Slippery Rock, Butler County.
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to take item G, it's the award to bid for the water system upgrade. H, food service management company. I, agreement with Angelus Therapeutic. And J, field trips, student activities.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Breast, second by Mr. Nimmo. Any discussion on them?
Just a couple of, I mean, I don't want you to go through the whole thing on the water system. We only had one bid. That's a little, I mean, they're good people, don't get me wrong. But for 352,000, I thought we'd just running a couple of lines out and going into the money.
Jeff, we have a handout for the scope of the project, and I'd be happy to give you a copy of that, a nice summary. It's attached. Where's it at? Oh, where it says attachment, there it is. Jeff, so if you're not on your thing, if you go home and look at page 2 of the bid form, a couple things that we have, for example, well pump, treatment equipment, electrical work, chlorine contact loop. We added we added restroom service line. The line we have right now is not big enough. We don't have enough pressure. We need another line. Coal room prep and concrete. The pumps down there are not big enough for this building. They're gonna have to jackhammer 6 feet. Is that my correct understanding, Ed, Jen?
Yeah, let's put a new sub pump in. So like the flood we had a few years ago, we will never have an issue. This staging, pumping system, excuse me, will alternate from one or both of them running at the same time if we have a large volume of water. Hopefully,
The effluent pump upgrade we added in from previous discussion, and then of course there's asphalt restoration. So there were 2 that showed up to the pre-bid meeting. There was one who submitted a bid because this is the one and only, and you are correct, they have a great reputation. Obviously, we used them previously, Book Approach, but they're the only company that can do the scope of the work. And we're also confident in the pricing, why it is what it is. Jen, Ed, and I did meet with them prior to this vote, because if you or any of the 8 have questions, we wanted to be able to speak to why the project is the way it is.
That's a pretty big project where they change that tank, and you know where the coal used to go down into those 2 vents, that all gets tore out of there, so we have room. So I was done here with that. It's quite an ugly project.
Because we put a new water tank down, it's not big enough. Is that what, is that tank?
even the tank we put in at the elementary going on
Yeah.
water project 18, the requirements change for that. It doesn't meet, it's grandfathered in.
Yeah.
But if we were doing another project, that would not.
The tank that's in there now, when did we put that? That was,
That was 07.
okay.
And we battled that time to stop it, put bladder tanks in, but it was already underway.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. I think, did we get part of the grant to cover that, or we don't?
So that grant opens May 1st.
Hopefully we can get some money from the government if, you know, they have any left.
Everything is cost so much.
Oh, it is ridiculous. But are there any other questions on any of the motions? I leave them off item G, but, okay. Did anybody think of, yeah, I have a motion and a second.
That was the discussion, so we need
Any negative votes, abstentions, all in favor? Motion's carried. Any new business come before the board with questions from the audience? With that, I will take a motion for that.
Second.
Mr. Booth, seconded by Mrs. Aldridge. Any discussion on motion? Any negative votes? All in favor? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank everybody for coming out.